Hello, everyone. Thanks for logging on to CBSColorado.com. Time now for a few extra minutes with, let's face it, everyone's favorite Denver Bronco, Justin Simmons, taking some time tonight, which we are so grateful for. And Justin, we were just talking about Kareem Jackson and talking about a little bit about what he meant to you outside of the locker room. Can you talk about the impact that he'll leave, not just on the field, but off it here?
Yeah. No, Kareem was he was a big part of, at least in our secondary, like culture shift. You know, we're coming off the no-fly zone, and there's a kind of that like lull of what's going on, who's taking over, and I think Kareem did such a good job of kind of coming in and helping me even from a leadership perspective. Showing me the reins and trying to show me how things are done and what he thinks is important, and ultimately like what helps us play the best we can as a unit. And those are all the things that he kind of brought to the secondary, and I'm extremely thankful for him.
Yeah, we're going to miss him, but we talk about this defense, this secondary. Man, you guys have been playing just so well, and I want to talk about Vance Joseph. He, at the beginning of the year, he had a little bit of a tough go, and boy, did he take it on the chin. He never seemed to panic, didn't throw anyone under the bus. What is VJ like as a coach for you guys?
Man, VJ has to be one of the best coaches I've ever been around, and I also mean exactly what you said with adversity as well. Like what he said in the media, when we were going through that lull, when we had that game against Miami, he came in and he said the exact same thing. Like, I'm not flinching, I'm not giving up. It's I'm the coach, I'll fix it. I just ask you guys to buy in and go hard. And it's something when you see that as a player and you see that buy-in from a coach who, there are times where players do mess up. You could throw them under the bus, or things like that. He's never done that. He's always taken the high road, and you just want to play for someone like that. You want to play hard. You want to win for someone like that.
That's so fun. That's so great to hear. When we talk about the last couple games of the season, let's talk about this one coming up. You got one more at home. Just talk about the importance of closing out at home on a good note.
Yeah, I think it's huge, and it's kind of what, we did last year. We played the Chargers at home last game of the season, and, ended that season on a positive when it, wasn't all that positive. And so, this year we're still not out of it. We got 2 games left, and I just think it's going to be really important for us to kind of put an exclamation point on, hey, it wasn't always great. There were some really highs, there were some low lows, and there's no better way to kind of close out the season than with a division win against the Chargers, and especially at home, something the fans deserve.
Sean Payton said something really interesting this morning on his conference call, talking about you're still in some ways in that learning how to win era, I guess, if you will, which I thought was interesting because to me it had felt like you guys kind of hit that point and we saw the change earlier this year. Is this something that is maybe a longer growth pattern? Where do you feel like you are, I guess, in that phase of learning how to win?
Yeah, I just think it needs to be more consistent. Before it was like 9 times out of 10 we would lose those games. I feel like this year it was like a 50-50, you definitely seen the growth, but then you seen the games where they were close, and then it was almost like a revert back to maybe some mistakes that were made. And, like Coach Payton said, at times before you can learn how to win, you have to first learn how not to lose.
Yeah.
And, I just think that there's times, and it's not a discredit to the teams that we play because they get paid too. And, if we're losing the game, they're obviously executing in those situations. But we just need to do better. And, certain situations throughout a game, there's always those 6, 7, or 8 plays that you look back on and be like, we made any one of those and it could have been the difference maker. So we'll just be better at that, and we will be.
Like you say, the margin of error is so small. When you talk about something you always say, like it came up a lot with that Chiefs losing streak, which is over now, but you'd say like every year is a different year. It's a new team. So when you look at this, which has been a wild season, but the growth and the progress you guys have made, is this something where maybe we as media and fans have to like take a step back and realize this is only year one of the latest phase of Broncos football? Because I think sometimes all the other years get compacted in with it. Yeah,
for sure. And that's fair, when you're watching it from, the outside looking in and, in terms of fandom and Broncos country. I mean, that's more than fair to have that type of perspective. But literally each and every year it is a new locker room, it's a new team. And so you do have to have a new perspective. Now, with Sean, obviously knowing that he's going to be back next year, a lot of the things that had to be introduced or a lot of the things that had to be ironed out will already be there. And then you're just continuing to build off of that. And so I do believe that this is just a stepping stone, and by no means does that mean, we still can't reach our goal of going to the playoffs, trying to find a way to win our division and continue to do all those positive things. But it'll only continue to get better.
Well, it is crazy that, again, the division's still on the line. There's a scenario where you and the Raiders are playing for the title in Week 18, so it still feels like there's still so much to play for this season.
Yeah. Oh, and there definitely is.
Yeah.
There definitely is. And, for us, we just got to take it one game at a time, and that's going to start with winning Sunday at home against the Chargers.
Is that hard? I mean, you guys are so good at that, and I just think you have this incredible ability to compartmentalize. But is it hard to take it 1 week at a time ever?
Yeah, I mean, there's times where it can be, but ultimately, like, you have to find a way to, and it's why, it's like a band of brothers, and you're just thankful to be a part of a team, something bigger than yourself, because, you have selfish thoughts and they creep in, but when you're there as a team, you're able to compartmentalize and buy in together, and that helps you with your common goal of trying to find ways to win games. And extremely thankful for my teammates, my coaching staff, because they make it easier to have that one game at a time mentality.
That's cool. Well, Justin, we are just extremely thankful for you. It's been a privilege to cover you since you got here, and it still is. So thank you for taking the time tonight.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. It was a blast.
Hey, we appreciate you so much. And don't forget, Broncos' last home game of the season this Sunday against the Chargers at 2:25. That'll do it here. Thanks so much for logging on. We'll see you next time.